Hello and welcome to tonight's coverage of the 7th grade sectional championship game between the West Prairie Cyclones and the Indians of Lewistown. I'm your commentator tonight, Ethan Hunt, and I would like to thank you for joining us here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH here on YouTube. Just like to give a quick shout out to our pregame sponsor, JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and the chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also, on game nights like tonight, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH events live on the big screen. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer your area teams on to victory. As I have already stated once tonight, this is the sectional championship game, meaning that on a normal year, the winner between each of these two teams would go on to the state tournament to compete as one of the 8 teams to make it this far. I was talking with Coach Snyder before the game, and he said that if the Cyclones were to get a victory here tonight, he is going to put up a banner in the middle school as his 7th grade team would officially be state qualifiers. They unfortunately will not be able to play a state tournament due to COVID regulations, but it has been a great year of volleyball so far. Once again, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to TSSR Game Timeline, presented by MDH, and we'll be right back with your coverage of this sectional championship game right after these commercial messages.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance
in the weight room.
Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, "You better come home because there's no roof." He said, "I look up and see the sky." He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
During this COVID pandemic, it is important you take care of your health, especially your heart health. Do not ignore the signs of a heart attack or stroke. If you have health concerns, schedule an appointment with your provider, and always, in case of an emergency, call 911. This message brought to you by McDonough District Hospital and Blessing Health System. See for yourself why Blessing Health System is the leader in cardiology and pulmonology services. Appointments available inside MDH. Learn more at blessinghealth.org or mdh.org.
You see fires on TV all the time. You don't understand what the families are really going through until you've lived it. The day before the fire, life was good. We went to bed, we woke up, and we had nothing. If it was not for Country Financial, we would still have nothing.
As we work together to stop the spread of COVID-19, McDonough District Hospital wants you to know that your health and safety are our #1 priority.
Our primary care providers are here to take care of you and your family's total well-being. Telehealth capabilities and the MDH Convenience Clinic all provide ease of access to our wide range of services.
All of this because we are committed to providing you quality and compassionate care that you have come to trust from us.
McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True convection cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True convection cooking, Brought to you by Whirlpool.
McDonough District Hospital's Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center was built for one goal: to strengthen women's health services in the region's premier facility. Our dedicated staff, past and present, delivered generations of MDH babies, and now in the new Women's Center, our staff is ready to deliver the next generation and beyond. Come visit the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center and see for yourself the MDH difference.
All right, once again, like to thank you for tuning in here to TSSR Game Time Live as we bring you coverage of this sectional championship game between the Indians, Lewistown, and the Cyclones of West Prairie. If you hadn't tuned in before the break, both of these teams would be competing to move on to the state tournament if there was one this year. Both of these teams, all these girls have worked very hard this season to make it to this point, but unfortunately they will not be able to move on to the next level. That doesn't take away from how far they've come and how much work they've put in this season. And we would like to remind you that none of this would be possible without help from some of our sponsors and from fans like you. Wanted to run that fan support page to remind you that if you would like to, you can donate and be a supporter in that way. We'd also like to thank, we have a ton of new sponsors here for this stream here at TSSR Game Time Live, including Rosie's Pizza. Rosie's Pizza offers something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and of course, a pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. And with that, it sounds like we are about to get started here in Colchester. Starting lineup for the Cyclones: 8, Madeline Sullivan; 10, Macy Branch; 1, Kennedy Webster; 19, Abby Starbuck; 7, Taylor Phelps; and 6, Alexa Barkley. Nice job by the Cyclones so far here on this first rally. Carlin Fernetti there with the first point in this match so far. Serving for your Indians is 19, Aaliyah Lurch. Set by Sullivan over the net. Here's Branch to Sullivan. Barely gets it over. Nice save by Anna Richardson. And the Cyclones are going to score for the first time in this match and have Madeline Sullivan back to serve. Nice serve by Sullivan. Saved by the Indians here. Third hit is over by Abby Starbuck, trying to find a hole in the Cyclones defense. Kennedy Webster dives to save that one. Kennedy Webster once again diving into the middle of the Cyclones defense, but is unable to get to that one in time, and that goes out of bounds, and it's Lewistown is going to score its second point of the match. Now back to serve for the Indians, Jaslyn Robbins. Nice hard serve to the back row by Robbins. Kennedy Webster with the return, unable to find one of her teammates, and the Indians are going to score once again. Robbins continues to serve. Here's Webster. This time finds Sullivan. Back row hit by Starbuck. Set by Jolie McLaughlin. Over the net, nice job there by Barkley, and she's going to score. West Prairie now trail 2-3 so far in the first game of the 7th grade matchup between the Cyclones and the Indians here in the sectional championship. Starbuck now back to serve. Back row finds Carlin Fernetti. Here's Phelps over the net, finding a hole in the Lewiston defense, and West Prairie is going to score once again, making your score. Scoreboard is not updating here. 3-3. Score is all tied up. And that hit by Anna Richardson is going to be out. Cyclones are going to take the lead for the first time here in the match. Abby Starbuck back with the serve. That one going to sail out of bounds, and the Indians are going to tie things back up here at 4. Here's Richardson to serve for Lewiston. Over the net, this one's going to be short. Could possibly be the nerves, and Morgan Custer is going to replace Anna Richardson here in the back row. Taylor Phelps set to serve for the Cyclones. Nice serve. Looked like they weren't quite ready for it, and that one's going to sail out of bounds over the head of Abby Starbuck. The Cyclones going to score once again. Taylor Phelps having some issues, I believe, with her braces. And we'd like to take this time out to remind you and thank one of our sponsors, McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Athletic Trainers and the MDH Rehabilitation Center, with locations in Bushnell and Macomb, provide expert help to Cyclone student-athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org, McDonough District Hospital. More than a hospital care, a hospital caring. Also brought to you by the Community News Brief. The Community News Brief is a free publication distributed to 68 locations in Bushnell, Macomb, Colchester, Industry, Adair, and more towns throughout the area. It provides local news from McDonough County and parts of Fulton County every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. To submit a press release or get advertising information for the locally owned publication, contact Len at 309-333-8245. Back to the action here in Colchester. Phelps back to set for the Cyclones. Have a 2-point lead here in the first game. And that one unable to be returned by Lewiston defense. Cyclones are going to score once again. Cyclones now with a 3-point lead. Phelps. That serve straddled the line between in and out of bounds. Looks like that's 19 Aaliyah Lurch, unable to get that one in time. Cyclones lead now by 4. Phelps continuing to serve. Johnson hit by McLaughlin, returned by Sullivan. Here's Lurch over the net to Sullivan. Phelps back to Sullivan. Nice set here. And a nice hard hit, though it's going to sail out of bounds. And West Prairie going to score once again. 9-4 here is your score. Never mind, they called that one inbounds. It was actually 8-5. Here's McLaughlin. Tried to save by Sullivan, and Shipman almost going to get it back over the net. But it goes just right outside of that little pole, indicating it is out of bounds. 8-6 here now. West Prairie lead only by 2 after leading by 4 just a moment ago. Here comes the serve by Fernetti. That one going to land out of bounds. West Prairie going to get the point there, extending their lead back out to 3. And back to serve for the Cyclones is Alexa Barkley. A nice little heads-up play there by Jolie McLaughlin, getting it over the net in 2. Taylor Phelps wasn't quite ready for it. Tried to dive out of bounds to save that one, but the Indians are going to get the point there instead. Lewiston now trails by 2. Here's the serve by McLaughlin. Over the net by Sullivan. And another nice heads-up play there by Jaslyn Robbins, catching the West Prairie defense off guard with the tip on the second hit. West Prairie now only leads by 1. Lewiston mounting a comeback here. McLaughlin over the net to Phelps. Touched by Custer. West Prairie caught a break on that one. That one was way over Custer's head. She decided to try and play it. And West Prairie is going to score here. And now lead by 2. A much-needed side out here by the Cyclones, as Lewiston was going on a bit of a run there. Nice serve by Shipman, returned by the Lewiston defense. Here's Barkley to Sullivan. Webster, nice hit to the back row. This is over by Johnson and into the net. West Prairie going to score once again, 11-8 here so far in this sectional championship game. Here comes the serve by Shipman. High and deep. Nice back row hit there by McLaughlin. And the Indians are going to score once again, 11-9. West Prairie leads by 2. Back to serve for the Indians is 15. That is Paisley Johnson. That serves short, but Macy Branch able to recover that one just in time, and the Cyclones are still alive here on this point. Here's Starbuck to Sullivan to Branch. That hit not going to make it over the net, and the Cyclones now only lead by 1. Lewiston back on another comeback here as Paisley Johnson continues to serve for the Indians. Webster, back row, finds Sullivan, set behind her head. A nice hit there by the Cyclones, and that's Kennedy Webster with the kill. Speaking of Kennedy Webster, she is now back to serve for the Cyclones. Both teams playing a little rigid, a little bit nervous probably here for the stakes of this game. I know I would be. Here's Barkley over the net in 1. Back row to Starbuck, finds Sullivan. And a nice push there by Phelps. Barkley saving that one. Back row to Starbuck. Sullivan with the tip. Here's McLaughlin back over the net. A nice save there by the Indians, and this rally continues to stretch on. And a nice save there by Carlin Fernetti. This rally has been great to watch both sides. And Madeline Sullivan with the set there, not able to get it over the net. Each point so far in this matchup has been a struggle. Both teams clawing and fighting for every point that they can get. West Prairie here leads just by 1. Here's McLaughlin over the net. A play off the net by Sullivan and Richardson. Here's Webster to Sullivan. Phelps, hard back row, going to sail out of bounds. And we're tied here, 12-12. Here comes the serve by Lurch. That one going to be just barely in bounds, as Kennedy Webster thought it was going to land out. Must have landed right on the line. But Lewiston now taking the lead, 13-12. Lurch once again finds Webster in the back row. Back to Sullivan. Back to Webster. That hit going to land out of bounds, and Cyclones now trail by 2. Coach Drew Snyder Going to talk to his team about this one as the Cyclones trail by 2 here in the first game of the 7th grade sectional championship. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And we'd also like to remind you that we're sponsored by Tri-County Seeds. Tri-County Seeds, your local Golden Harvest seed advisor, located in Scioto, Illinois, is rooted in genetics, agronomy, and service for over 10 years. You can contact Nate Todd at 309-333-3437 for all your Golden Harvest corn, soybean, and seed treatment needs. Also like to thank McDonough Telephone Co-op. This West Prairie game stream is made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning-fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems to the McDonough County area. You can call 309-776-3211 to check your availability. And a nice ace here coming by Lurch. Unable to return it in the back row is Barkley. Lewiston takes a 3-point lead here. Starbuck, Sullivan, Phelps. That trio's been going at it all year. I'm unable to score the point on the hit, but a miscommunication from the Lewiston Indians results in West Prairie getting a much-needed side out here as Madeline Sullivan is going to serve. And another miscommunication for Lewiston defense puts West Prairie only down by 1. West Prairie are catching the breaks that they needed to get back into this one. And just as I say that, I jinx them. And Sullivan misses the serve. West Prairie trail by 2. Indians score once again as West Prairie leads by 3. Here's the serve from Robbins. Gonna land out of bounds, West Prairie. Now trail by 2. 17-15. This has been quite a close game here so far. Starbuck, hard to the back row, finds Johnson. That is McLaughlin trying to get that one over the net with the 360 pass there. Lands right at the net, and West Prairie now only trail by 1 point. Let's see if Starbuck can tie this one up. And she does. Almost. That one off the foot of Lurch. What an amazing play by the Lewiston defense. And then another miscommunication lends West Prairie the tie ball game. Wow, that was off the foot of Lurch. Returned by the front row. That was amazing. Here's Starbuck back with the serve once again. Play at the net by Barkley. Here's Shipman. Another play at the net. A lot of over and ones here. Here's Sullivan. Back to Phelps. Tip to the top of the net. Back to Phelps. Sullivan finding the back row this time. Here's Richardson. Out of bounds. West Prairie take the lead here as Anna Richardson hits that one right out of bounds. And the Lewiston coach is going to call a timeout to talk about this one. During this timeout, we'd like to thank the Bushnell Banking Center. The Bushnell Banking Center is a branch of the Raritan State Bank and is located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell. It offers full-time service banking and loan services for all your banking needs. Come visit the Bank of Friendly Service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Cyclones. The Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and member FDIC. We'd also like to thank the Square Music Company. Square Music Company offers instruments, gear, lessons, service, and more. Located at 122 Northside Square in Macomb, you can call the Macomb store at 309-431-5484, or you can visit the Quincy location at 725 North Hampshire Street. You can also find them online at squaremusic.com. That is the Square Music Company. Lewiston Indians coming out of this timeout, reared and ready to go. I'm sure you could hear their 8th grade team chanting and cheering the 7th grade team on during that timeout. We're going to have Starbuck here, back to serve for the Cyclones. Hard serve, back row, finds Lurch. To Richardson, back to Lurch, over in 3. Here's Shipman. Sullivan, back to Shipman, left-handed hit, gonna land inbounds. The Cyclones are gonna take a 2-point lead here. in Game 1 of this sectional matchup. A nice job here by the Lady Cyclones coming back and extending their lead here. Abby Starbuck, nice hard serve to the back row. Sets West Prairie up for what looked like a good opportunity, but Shipman there just a bit too hard, and it flies out of bounds and cuts the West Prairie lead down to only 1. Back to serve for the Indians is 20, Anna Richardson, and that's Kennedy Webster. Diving to try and save that one, just a little bit too hard, bounces off the ceiling and then over the net. So that's going to result in another tie game here until Richardson serves it short, and the Cyclones lead by 1. This has been some great volleyball here, folks. Long rallies, back and forth. Here's Phelps. That serve going to be short. Another tie game here. This game has been tied several times. Both teams going back and forth, like I said earlier, scratching and clawing for each point of this match. And if you're watching at home, folks, you're in line for some great volleyball up ahead. Here's Webster over the net. Finds Starbuck in the back row. Sullivan back to Webster. A nice hard hit to the back row of the Lewiston defense. The Cyclones take the lead here by 1, 21-20. And this heck of a volleyball matchup here between the Cyclones and the Indians. Barkley back to serve for the Cyclones. That one going to be short. And we're back to tied, folks. Back to serve for the Lewiston Indians is Jolie McLaughlin. Finds Phelps in the back row to Sullivan. To Shipman, short hit this time, trying to catch the Indians off guard here. And a miscommunication by the Cyclones. Taylor Phelps and Kennedy Webster there. Not quite sure whose responsibility that one was. And the Indians take the lead for the first time here in the second half of this game. Here's Webster, hard to the back row. Ties the game up once again for the Cyclones. And Macy Branch is going to come in for Abby Starbuck, as well as Richardson in for Custer. Here's Shipman, back row, serving for the Cyclones. That serve going to be no good. Hits teammate Kennedy Webster in the leg. And this is going to be a close one, folks. Webster looked like she thought that one was going to be short. But Paisley Johnson with the serve puts the Indians up 24-22. Cyclones are going to need several in a row here to crawl back into this one. McCurdy in the game for the Cyclones now. Here's Johnson. Back row to Starbuck. A nice tip there by Sullivan. Catches the Lewiston defense off guard. And West Prairie cuts this lead down to only 1. Now serving is going to be huge here. A missed serve costs the game. And let's see what McCurdy can do. And I shouldn't have said anything, folks, as the Indians are going to take that first game here. And in between this first and second game, we'd like to remind you that we are sponsored by M&B Furniture. Bushnell's only furniture store will be celebrating its 60th anniversary in June. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers top-notch customer service, free delivery within 40 miles, and the best home appliance repair in the area. For everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one. Stop in and see them at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.mandbfurnitureinc.com. You can also call them at 309-772-2111. Also like to thank Heil Enterprises. Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking can take your product down the road near or far, and also offers top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. The second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support local athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis at Route 41 south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333. The Cyclones already back here, ready to get into the action of the second game. Some great volleyball, folks, in the first match so far. And I'm excited for this second one. Both teams very talented. A lot of long rallies. Just a couple of miscommunications on both sides and some missed serves that I'm sure Coach Snyder talked to his team about in between these two games. And let's see what adjustments West Prairie makes here in Game 2 of this sectional championship matchup between the Cyclones of West Prairie and the Indians of Lewistown. West Prairie going to take an early lead here, as that one bounces off the hands of, I believe, that was McLaughlin. Here's Sullivan. Hard to the back row. Saved by Robbins, and Lurch ends up hitting it over. Here's Starbuck back to Phelps. That one going to make it over. A tip from the Indians, saved by Webster, and Phelps back to the back row. Here's Starbuck. Sullivan. Barkley. And a double hit is going to be called against, I believe, it was Anna Richardson. Going to give Madeline Sullivan here a chance to continue to serve. Here's Richardson once again. Barkley going up for the block and didn't have anyone behind her. Serving for the Indians is Lurch. Here's Phelps, back row, hard off her hands. Webster saving it. Sullivan back over the net. Nice save there by the Cyclones. And that hit by McLaughlin just a bit short for Kennedy Webster, who dives on the floor, unable to get there in time. And folks, I know you're at home, and there's not many fans here in this gym, but you wouldn't know it based off of the performance that the 8th grade Lewiston team is putting on here on the bench, cheering on their team. They are loud as the Indians here take this lead going into game 2, 3-2. Here's Lurch, continuing, back row to Webster. Take a 2-point lead here. Coach Snyder talking to his team. There is Aaliyah Lurch. Been one of the key players here so far in this match, and a nice job from the service line, as well as had some nice passes from the back row. Here's Sullivan, finds Barkley, nice hit. Back row to the Indians. Here's McLaughlin over the net. Sullivan finds Branch for 3. Lurch over and 1. Starbuck, Sullivan, Phelps, nice hard hit, back row. Unable to be saved by Jaslyn Robbins. Cyclones are going to side out here, take a 4-3 deficit here. Cyclones trail by 1. Abby Starbuck able to find Carlin Fernetti and tie this one up at 4. If you thought that either team was going to get a big lead here in this matchup, I would have called you crazy. This one back over the net. Starbucks just barely scoring there. 5-4. Cyclones lead once again. Several lead changes, several tie games here so far in this game 2. Similar story to the first match. Cyclones scoring once again. Looked like Richardson might have missed that, and it hit off the foot of Lurch, which she proved in the first game that sometimes if it hits off your foot, the play's not over. West Prairie 6-4 here in this game 2 of the sectional championship. And we'd like to send a big thank you to Farmers and Merchants, State Bank, and Bushnell for over 100 years Farmers and Merchants State Bank in Bushnell has been servicing the local community's needs for personal and business banking, as well as home and agricultural lending in its trust department. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street in Bushnell or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender. West Prairie sporting a 2-point lead here so far in Game 2 of this sectional championship. Let's see what Abby Starbuck can do here from the service line. Back over the net. Caught the Lewiston defense unprepared, and a miscommunication there between Robbins and Lurch. Puts West Prairie up by 3. Starbuck once again hard to the back row. This one going to land just barely inbounds in that back right corner. Looked like Lurch wasn't quite ready for it. Didn't think that one was going to land inbounds. West Prairie now trail by 4, and I think this is the largest that the lead has been between either of these two games. Starbuck, back row, finds McLaughlin. Going to be a lift, I believe, on the Indians. West Prairie now lead by 5. Once again, largest lead so far between any of the two games. Here's Starbuck. Richardson behind her head. Shipman and Sullivan almost saves that one, but the Indians are going to side out here and try and stop the bleeding. Back to serve for Lewiston is Jaslyn Robbins. She's going to serve it into the net, and the Cyclones are going to take back their 5-point lead here. Taylor Phelps set to serve for the Cyclones. Let's see what she can do here. Finds Richardson in the middle, set by McLaughlin, and over by Fernetti. Nice hit there by Fernetti. And Lewiston's going to side out once again here. Back to serve is Anna Richardson. Hard to the back row, finds Phelps, saved by Barkley. Webster trying to get to it and couldn't. As the Indians here are looking to battle their way back into this one. Richardson, high serve. And Shipman over the net in 1, caught the Lewiston defense off guard. And West Prairie is going to take another 10-point lead. Now in the game for Richardson is 18, Miley Sowers. We're going to get a lineup check here. Make sure everything is okay. And we also are going to have a substitution here. This is Janelle Heaton for Alexa Barkley. Served by Heaton. Nice serve. Over the net by Fernetti. Here's Sullivan to Starbuck. Looks like a collision there between Heaton and Sullivan. But Lewiston's going to be able to get it over. It's Robbins. Nice heads-up play there by Madeline Sullivan. And this rally continues to go on as both teams here playing very well. And that's going to be a lift called against Sullivan after a long rally. And a nice job by both sides there, fighting for that point. Here's Fernetti, short. And in the net, and just like that, West Prairie lead is back up to 4. That's the thing about volleyball. You can have a long and another missed serve there by Shipman. Cuts the lead down to 3. I was saying that's the thing about volleyball. You can have a long rally where both sides get several digs, several saves in a row, and that's worth the same amount of points as a missed serve. So it's the little things that matter just as much as the big things. This time, Johnson out of bounds. West Prairie going to score here. Once again, take their comfortable 4-point lead. Not sure how comfortable. And my mouse just exploded. Yeah. Let's see here if it works. And unable to get it to work. 15-9 is the score now. And I'll have to update the scoreboard without using the mouse. Sorry. Kennedy Webster going to serve it right out of bounds, barely lands outside, and the Indians going to score there. Here is Paisley Johnson back to serve for the Indians. Nice hit by Johnson. A little bit short for Starbuck, not able to get there in time. Hits it out of bounds. Indians going to cut the lead to 4. They need to come on a little bit of a run here if they want to get back into this one. But that with that serve landing out of bounds, Cyclones are going to be back in it. Sullivan here, set to serve for West Prairie. Nice save by Webster. Here's Sullivan. Barkley inbounds. I was with the Lewiston defense there. I thought that one was going to be out of bounds, but it just loses steam midair and lands inbounds. Nice job there by the Cyclones. Here's Sullivan. Finding Lurch. In the middle of the defense, nice save by Madeline Sullivan. She's not leaving anything on the court here tonight. She's diving all over the place. That hit by Phelps going to be no good. 12-17 now is the score. And Lurch back once again, serving for the Indians. Nice hard serve, back row, saved by Sullivan once again. She is everywhere tonight, folks. Starbuck, Sullivan, nice tip over the net. Caught the Indians a little bit off guard. And that was Robbins, unable to get that one over the net. West Prairie now lead by 6. 6 points is now the largest lead between either of the teams all night. Starbuck, nice hit hard to the middle row. Robbins once again unable to get that one over the net as West Prairie extends their lead to 7. And we're going to have a timeout. During this timeout, we'd like to remind you that we are sponsored by Beck Pest Control. Don't let the varmints and creepy crawlies get the best of you. Contact Beck Pest Control in Colchester. Beck Pest Control can let you sleep easy when the lights are out, knowing that you have no uninvited guests running around. Contact them at 309-313-5521. That's Beck Pest Control. Get the bugs out. Also, the United Community Bank. United Community Bank's services are designed to keep you in the game when you're on the go. With online and mobile banking that's nothing but net. For friendly services you can count on from the leader of community banking, choosing UCB is always a slam dunk. Visit a location near you with branches in Bushnell, Colchester, and 2 in Macomb. UCB is a member FDIC. Abby Starbuck back to serve for the Cyclones. Largest lead of the night for either team at 7. Here is Richardson, unable to hit that one over the net. And West Prairie here now lead 20-12, and we're going to have a substitution. This is 18, Miley Sowers for Anna Richardson. And once again, scoreboard is not updating. There it goes. Abby Starbuck, hard to the back row. Almost made a basket was Robinson, but the Indians are able to save that one and get it back over. Hard hit by Barkley off the ceiling. Johnson tries to save that one, but it goes underneath the net. West Prairie is going to score once again. And let's see if they can finish out this game. Starbuck. Once again, hard serve to Robbins, who hits it out of bounds. West Prairie 22-12 now, 10-point lead, as they have just ran away with this one so far here in game 2. Here is Lurch. Over the net by Robbins. Double hit by Starbuck. Indians are going to side out. And back to serve for the Indians is Jaslyn Robbins. Hits Kinney Webster in the bicep, but Cyclones are able to save that one. As the Indians hit that one's out of bounds, West Prairie takes another 10-point lead here in game 2. Now, if you are a Cyclones fan and you watched the 8th grade match on 8th grade night, where the Cyclones were down 14-24, and they came back and ended up winning 26-24, you know that it is not impossible for the Indians to come back, but they're going to have to put it together here and not allow another error for the rest of the game if they want to win this one in 25. Back in the game here is 20, Anna Richardson. That serve going to be short. And the Cyclones here, 24-14. Like I said, if you watch that 8th grade night game, you know that coming back from a score like this is not impossible. But the Indians are going to have to play it perfectly here for the next 12 points in a row. That serve going to be out of bounds by Heaton. And Carlin Fernetti back to serve for the Indians. Fernetti. And with serving like that, the Indians very well could come back in this one here. Ace for Fernetti. Back row, Webster. Sullivan, tip. And Cyclones are going to win that match here. And this is a close one, folks. 1-1 in the sectional championship. Whoever takes this next one going to be named the sectional champions. And this has really delivered here tonight. Great games. Great plays by both sides so far here tonight. And before we get started with this Game 3, we'd like to thank the Princess Shop, a new sponsor of ours. The Princess Shop is your local one-stop shop for women's apparel, accessories, and shoes. Stop in Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday from 9 to 5, located at 1520 East Jackson Street in Macomb. We'd also like to thank Good Hope Gardens. Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street, Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School, is open April through October, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 10 to 4, for all your fresh produce needs. Be sure to follow our Facebook page for daily updates. Currently taking orders for whole and half lamb freezer meat. Grover and Mary Jo to counter and family invite you to go over to the Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. That is Good Hope Garden. And I believe we've gotten through all of our sponsors here tonight. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH for this game stream. I know you parents and family members, friends, supporters are probably disappointed that you're not able to come out and support in person, but hopefully we're doing the best job that we can to give you coverage of this sectional championship here. 1-1. We are tied here going into Game 3. The first game was a dogfight, back and forth all game. And the second game was much of the same, up about to the halfway point when the Cyclones started to pull away. Let's see what happens here in the third. Hit by Lurch, going to land just barely inbounds. And once again, there are no fans here, folks, but you wouldn't know it with the amount of cheers and support from the Lewiston 8th graders and 7th graders on the bench supporting their team. Indians going to take an early 2-0 lead here to start game 3. As Lurch continues from the service line. That serve going to land out of bounds. West Prairie score for the first time so far. Here's Starbuck, hard to the back row. Over in one for the Indians. Here's Richardson, back over the net to Webster. Finds Sullivan to Phelps. And just unable to return that one is 15, Paisley Johnson. Cyclones tie things up here at 2. As Starbuck continues from the line. Starbuck getting that one over the net. Webster saving it though. To Phelps, to Sullivan, back over the net. That one, Richardson's going to bounce it off the ceiling, and the Cyclones are going to take a lead here. 3 points in a row for the Cyclones. And this is a close one, folks. Here's Starbuck. Over to Phelps by Sullivan. Nice little tip there. And the Lewiston defense wasn't ready for it. Cyclones score again, 4-2. Here's Starbuck, this time into the net. 4-3 as the Indians side out here in this one after the Cyclones scored 4 points in a row. Let's see what the Indians can do here. Jaslyn Robbins with a nice start. Kennedy Webster into the ceiling. Shipman back over to Phelps. And diving on the floor to try and stop that one is, I believe, Fernetti. And Cyclone's going to score once again here, 5-3. And we're going to get a substitution. Miley Sowers for Anna Richardson. Here is Phelps with the serve. That one short. Five to 4. We're going to have some more substitutions here, including 15, Paisley Johnson, and 20, Anna Richardson, back in the game for 18, Miley Sowers, and 10, Dielza Mehmedi. That serve by Richardson this time going to be too hard. Land out of bounds. Cyclone take a lead by 2. Here is Barkley. Over the net, finding Robbins. Robbins once again with the third hit. Here's Webster to Sullivan. Getting it over the net there. Nice hit on the left side by Carlin Fernetti. She's been doing a great job hitting all night here tonight, folks. And let's see what she can do from the service line. Gonna miss that serve. And the Cyclones here lead 7-5. I feel like every time I call a player out for doing something well, they immediately give up a point the next time down. Here's a nice ace from Shipman. 8-5. West Prairie leads by 3. Here is Shipman. Finding the back row. Anna Richardson. Here's Lurch in the front row. Finding a hole in the West Prairie defense. And Abby Starbuck going to come in for Mason Shipman to play back row and hopefully fill up that hole. 8-6. The Cyclones lead by only 2. Here is McLaughlin. Phelps back to Sullivan. Sullivan this time, the one finding the hole in the middle of the defense. As looked like McLaughlin and Richardson both weren't able to get there in time. And now Sowers is back in for Richardson. Here is Webster. Nice serve by Webster. Here's Lurch with a hit, this time into the net. And West Prairie going to take a 4-point lead here. The Indians desperately need to side out and rally up a couple points here if they want to get back into this one. Here is McLaughlin, a nice hit. And they are able to side out. 7-10 now. Trail by 3. Now, missed serves have been a problem here so far for the Indians. Let's see what Paisley Johnson can do. Nice serve to Starbuck. Back row to Webster. Barely over the net. Here is Robbins. Barkley to Phelps to Sullivan. And this is McLaughlin. Once again, McLaughlin doing a nice job hitting from the back row. And West Prairie's defense unable to fill the gaps in time. Here is Johnson missing that serve there. Once again, missed serves have been an issue here for the Indians. I'm not sure if that's nerves or exhaustion, as both of these games so far have been very close. And Indians here side out once again. Lurch back to serve for Lewiston. Here's Phelps to Sullivan, back to Barkley. Nice hit, finds the back row. Here's a dual effort from McLaughlin and Robbins there. Here's Robbins with the serve. Back to McLaughlin. This time, that back row hit going to land in the net. And West Prairie gets back out to a 3-point lead. Starbuck once again with the serve. Fernetti. That hit going to be out of bounds. It looked like Shipman thought that she might have tipped that one. The ref didn't see it. Might have gotten away with a point there. But it doesn't matter because Abby Starbuck serves right into the middle of the Lewiston defense anyway. And the Cyclones take a 5-point lead here in Game 3 of your sectional championship. Would once again love to thank you for tuning in and supporting us here on TSSR Game Time Live. We put a lot of work in here both of these seasons. We will be back here tomorrow night for the 8th grade sectionals. I'm not sure if it's the championship game or not. I'll have to ask Coach Snyder after this one's over. But once again, your support and your subscribes, your likes, your comments, they all help us out. So I'd like to thank you for tuning in and viewing us and being proud supporters. If you're looking for someone to thank for these broadcasts, you can go ahead and message Dwayne Hewlett. He's put everything together here. He's been in charge of getting equipment to people and setting up schedules and finding people to do games, so that's Dwayne Hewlett. Back to the action here. Phelps over the net, finding a hole in the middle of the Lewiston defense. Cyclones go up 15-9 here, 6-point lead. And the Indians are really going to need to side out if they want to try and pull ahead here in this Game 3. Off the ceiling, here's Jaslyn Robbins. Sowers. That one going to land out of bounds. Cyclones, 7-point lead. Abby Starbuck continuing from the service line. She served several here in a row. I believe maybe the last 4 points or 5 have been from Abby Starbuck from the service line. That hit by Frenetti, not going to make it over the net. West Prairie here now takes an 8-point lead as Starbuck continues here from the service line. Nice serve by Starbuck. Richardson out of bounds. West Prairie have now doubled the Indians' score. And these players on the floor urgently talking to their team, trying to pull this one together here. Paisley Johnson, that one right off of her. She looked upset about that one, and rightfully so. West Prairie here with the 10-point lead. Abby Starbuck once again continuing from the service line. Hard to the back row, finds 10. Mehmeti. And let's see if the Cyclones can put this one away here. 5 points to go. Indians finally side out after a missed serve by Starbuck. And let's see what Jaslyn Robbins can do here from the service line to try and pull Lewiston back into this one. A nice serve to the middle. West Prairie unable to get that one set up here. Phelps, though, with a nice hit, just a bit too hard as it flies out the back of the left corner there. Here is Robbins continuing to serve. Hard to the back row, finds Starbuck to Sullivan, back to Barkley. Same spot, back left corner. And that's going to land out of bounds once again. 22-12 here is the score of Game 3 of this sectional championship. And a missed serve going to allow the Cyclones to get the serve back here. 21-12 is the score. West Prairie ahead by 9, and here's Phelps. Finds Richardson over the net. Webster back over the net. And this time, looked like another miscommunication maybe on the side of Lewiston. And coach is going to call a timeout to talk to her team about this. And in this time, we'd like to thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best in 2017, 2018, 2019, and again in 2020. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. That is MDH, McDonough District Hospital. More than hospital care, a hospital caring. And I'm sure you can hear all of the cheering going on. Once again, that is the 8th grade team trying to encourage their 7th grade to pull this one together, but not if Madeline Sullivan has anything to say about it. That tip far to the back right corner going to put West Prairie 2 points away from victory. Let's see what Taylor Phelps here can do from the service line. Lurch, that pass just a bit too hard. Tried to find McLaughlin there. The setter, unable to. West Prairie now 1 point away from being your 2021 sectional championship team. This serve, you could almost hear a pin drop in the room when that serve was going up. Here is McLaughlin. Sullivan diving, trying to save that one out of the net. Here's Fernetti. Sullivan. Shipman back to Sullivan. Could be the game winner. Lurch saves it. Back to McLaughlin. Over by Fernetti. Shipman back to Sullivan. That one lands out of bounds. 13 points for the Indians as they're going to get a chance to serve here. Going to have to play it perfectly if they want to come back and win this one. Anna Richardson gets this one over the net. Starbuck to Shipman, back to Phelps. They save that one. Here's McLaughlin to Johnson in the middle. Nice hit there by Paisley Johnson. Puts the Indians down by 10. Going to need to score 12 points in a row here without missing a single one. And that missed serve is going to do it. West Prairie, with after that missed serve, wins game 3, 25-14. And West Prairie is your 2021 sectional champions. We'll be right back with some post-game coverage right after this.
McDonough District Hospital's Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center was built for one goal: to strengthen women's health services in the region's premier facility. Our dedicated staff, past and present, delivered generations of MDH babies, and now in the new Women's Center, our staff is ready to deliver the next generation and beyond. Come visit the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center and see for yourself the MDH difference.
All right, and we are back here in Colchester looking at the West Prairie 7th grade team as they are the 2021 sectional champions. They would be moving on to the state tournament if we were having one this year, but unfortunately due to COVID regulations, we are not able to do that. So if you see any of these players out and about in Macomb, in Colchester, go ahead and wish them a congratulations on becoming your 2021 sectional volleyball champs. This has been TSSR Live, presented by MDH, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night with the coverage of the 8th grade sectionals. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.